Welcome to the DPM videocast, where Robin and I jibber jabber on all the tricky DPM topics of the day. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Ben Aston, founder of the Digital Project Manager.
Hey guys, I'm Robin.
And in this podcast, we're going to take just a few minutes to talk about some of the questions that have come up in our Slack team, some of the tricky ones, or some of the questions that we thought were most interesting. So stay tuned to get our take on all the interesting topics of the day. This podcast or videocast was brought to you by Clarizen, the leader in enterprise project and portfolio management software. Visit clarizen.com to learn more. So what are we talking about? Well, we've got more than 2,000 people in our Slack team, and I'd love to invite you to come and join us. We've got channels for everything. We've got a new channel for Agile. There's one for PMP. There's all kinds of channels for everything digital project management. But there's one question that I want to talk about today, and that is this. I think it's a good question. It is, what tips would you give to a new project manager to be successful at work? What would your tips be? That you're new, you want to be successful, you want to impress. Robin, what would you do?
Okay, so I'm still trying to nail this one, obviously. And I saw a lot of really good recommendations and topics within the Slack channel about this. But what came to my mind is the suggestion of getting a book that's called The First 90 Days. And this book, it looks a little cheesy. I think it's definitely written for an executive or somebody at a, directly managing people position. But what's fantastic about it is it kind of outlines some steps you can take to really jump in, how to set up meetings, who to figure out what strengths are with every team member, and then, of course, slay at work. I think a lot of it really just talks about managing others' expectations, right? And how I think sometimes as DPMs, we need to expect less of ourselves at the beginning and just understand and give ourselves a little slack for getting our sea legs on projects and new companies.
Cool. Yeah, I think for me, the biggest thing that can be tempting to do when you're new at your agency, you're starting a new job, is, in the interview process, you've kind of been presenting your best side, and you've been positioning yourself as a leader, as an expert, and then you find yourself kind of thrown into this new position, and you kind of realize often that you don't know anything. And no matter how much experience you have, when you land at a new job in a new place, you're going to kind of be overwhelmed by the fact that you don't really know what's going on. And I think that can kind of create some kind of nervousness. And sometimes with that nervousness, we end up not asking questions rather than asking them because we're afraid of looking stupid. So I think the first thing that I would say is, don't be afraid to ask questions. Even if you think they're stupid questions, they're probably not stupid questions. And don't assume that just because the process was one way at your previous place, that it's going to be the same. It's going to be different, and it's okay to not know the new process. So ask loads of questions and make sure you've really got a handle on how things work. I think when you kind of jump into things and you kind of make assumptions about the way that things work, things can start to fall apart quite quickly. So ask loads of questions and make sure you really understand the process really well. Make sure you, as Robin's talking about, setting up meetings, organize your first 90 days so you've got a bit of a plan, and being easy on yourself because it's stressful starting out at a new gig.
And find your work person. You know how at every job you have somebody that you can confide in, that you can trust, that you can ask even more embarrassing questions about in the background. So I would challenge you. That's always something I try to do, is find my new work best friend.
Work best friend, not wife or husband, best friend.
Yeah, I never really liked that.
I know. Well, I didn't know that was a thing until recently.
Yeah, like work wife.
Work wife, yeah. Anyway.
So.
We're PC here, right?
My work person, yes.
Yes. My work person. Well, guys, I hope that was helpful. Good luck if you're starting a new DPM gig. Let us know how it's going. Let us know what's worked for you. But until next time, thanks for watching.